Lunch and Learn is an MFG radio network production brought to you by GIE Media's Manufacturing Group. We highlight some of the latest innovations in manufacturing and design to help you gain insights to the newest products and technologies in the medical, aerospace, defense, and electric vehicle manufacturing industries to keep you ahead of the competition. Hello and welcome to our latest Lunch and Learn from the Manufacturing Group here at GIE Media. I am Jake Kaufman, the senior editor. We're happy to be joined today by SMW Autoblok as we'll learn how to choose the right components based on the parts, the mix, and the process, and how that can determine efficiency or failure. We are happy to have SMW Autoblok sponsoring today's Lunch and Learn. They are a work holding company focused on achieving customer goals and expectations with the highest quality products and services. SMW Autoblok combines stocked standard product with a highly trained sales, service, and engineering team to consistently provide the ideal work holding solution to customers across a wide variety of industries. We'd like to welcome Larry Robbins, as he is the president and CEO of SMW Autoblok. He joined in 2007 as national sales manager and was appointed president of the commercial division in 2019 and then promoted to CEO in 2024. As CEO, Larry manages all strategic sales and marketing initiatives as well as overseeing SMW Autoblok's North American sales team and customer base, including machine tool dealers, OEMs, and channels currently under development. He oversees an international product and global product launch and also has a new wireless connectivity company, SMW Electronics, that he watches over. Larry, you can join us now. The floor is all yours.
First, let me apologize. I'm in the backseat of a salesman's pickup truck, heading down the road to Houston, Texas. We were in a sales meeting. It went long, my fault, but I apologize to the audience to start with. Basically, SMW Autoblok is known worldwide as, we started out as a truck company. When I became affiliated with this company back in the 80s, catalog that was 12 pages, 15 pages thick, 12 or 13 different chucks, an open center and a closed center cylinder, and some jaws. And that was it. Well, over the years, we've acquired other companies that have rounded out our offering to the point where SMW Autoblok has become the largest manufacturer of standard work holding products in the world. We've morphed a very different company and organization over the years. Like I said, we started out as a small turning manufacturer that we imported our product from Italy and Germany, and we were just selling product off the shelf. Now we have a large standard product offering, along with the fact that we have the ability in the United States to manufacture and engineer custom applications using a standard base product when it comes to either turning work holding or milling work holding, or a combination of the two. And as we've grown as a company, we've now added magnetic work holding. We've added a large selection of ID and OD clamping, whether it be through mandrels, chucks, collets, whatever the case may be. We try to be a one-stop shop for all of your work holding needs, depending on the application. We have a full offering of regional managers throughout the United States that have technical backgrounds and can come in and assist you in choosing your work holding. Jake has heard me do these presentations many, many times, and the one thing I try to drive home to everybody that listens is no matter what you choose for work holding or automation or integration of advanced work holding systems into your manufacturing facility, make sure you have flexibility. There's nothing more disappointing than a customer spends a large amount of money on an application and a year later comes back and says, hey, listen, the project scope has changed and we need to change to different diameters or to different part configurations. And at that point, you have to deliver the unfortunate message that, as we told you originally, if you do this with flexibility in mind, you can adapt your existing work holding to different applications. And what used to happen in the past is because people got so used to buying a special component for a special application, they were very specific on what they were applying the work holding component to. Now we try to sell people on the idea of buy something that won't just last for this job, but will last for 20 to 30 jobs after. We have customers that have trucks that are 30 years old that still hold tents. And that takes me to another subject, is maintenance. Um, I compare chucks to a saw in a shop. It's one of those products that when you're using it in your manufacturing facility, as long as it works, it's kind of in the background and invisible. And if you don't maintain your work holding, like a saw, eventually you turn the machine on one morning and all of a sudden there'll be a problem. And because you didn't maintain the components, you have an issue now. Now, the beauty is, again, with using standard work holding with special components on top, if a customer does not perform his maintenance at regular intervals and ultimately destroys the work holding component, we have the ability to take a new one off the shelf, overnight it to a customer, and get that back and up and running, hopefully before the next day begins. With that being said, that's just one part of it, the equation. When you choose a work holding supplier, whether it be for standard work holding, special work holding, automation products, make sure the supplier you choose has the ability to come in and advise you. Anybody can sell you a product once. We're the company that wants to come back and sell you for years to come and provide you with solutions, not just a product. I hasten to use the word partnerships anymore because it was such an overused term in the 80s and 90s that people started to, equivocate, or compare the word partnership to, oh my God, they're trying to sell me something I don't need. What we do is say to people, instead of providing a product, we provide a solution. And in order to provide a solution, you have to have the ability to look at a product and make the best suggestion for that customer's application. The thing I've always loved about work holding and our industry overall is you can go to 4 different shops that use exactly the same component and they process it 4 totally different ways. Again, with flexibility in mind, you have the ability to adapt to what we recommend to you, to your specific application, by utilizing your resources as far as the people that come in and advise you. Make sure that your advisor also, when they come in to talk to you about any kind of a project, whether it be machine tool, automation, manufacturing accessories, has the ability to understand that if you're doing multiple products, that you may have to switch on the fly to your next job. Knowing that up front, we prepare ourselves and our customer for the eventuality when they're going to have to change over to a new project or adapt the existing work holding to a project that is a new part configuration. We pride ourselves on the ability to take our standard componentry and again, reapply it to a new customer application. With that being said, over the years, we've gone from a work holding solutions company to a manufacturing solutions company. And when I say that, again, as I said originally, I've been affiliated with this company in one form or another since 1989. What we used to do is go in and provide just work holding. Now we've gotten to the point where we've developed a full automation division. And as Jake mentioned, SMW Electronics is becoming a name that's getting to be known in the automation industry now. We were new to the market 4 years ago. We are the new kids on the block, so we have a point to prove. We've done the same thing with automation and automation components that we've done with our work holding products. We sell a product that gives you flexibility, product improvement, process improvement, while at the same time providing you with the latest technology. Again, I apologize for doing this from a phone because originally I had a video to show you different products, and I apologize to the audience right now. If anyone has an interest in seeing our entire product offering and videos that give you what do they say, pictures worth 1,000 words, I can provide those at the end of this to anyone who requests them. And we can give you information that maybe makes it a little easier to understand. I'm big on hand puppets and just making explanations. But when it comes to automation that I started to speak about, we start with standard automation products, such as pneumatic grippers, the ability to do machine tending. But it goes further than that. We now offer monitoring solutions. We offer the ability to transmit power and data simultaneously to a work holding component. So now We can monitor, process, power a work holding component without having any wires attach it. Again, new technology, very interesting, industry changing. Once a customer understands what this can lend to their manufacturing environment, the biggest advantage to what we do with this is we give customers the ability to create custom reporting through our research and development with the customer on their needs. And at the same time, any of these reports that we develop on a customer's behalf are proprietary to that customer. We do not store the information. We do not house the data. We do not dictate what the data is used for. We can monitor something as simple as end position of jaws and clamping force, all the way down to part presence, Op10 parts sensing. We've developed a full product line now that offers 4 different versions. We can do nothing more than identify. So if you have manual fixturing and manual work holding components that you just want to make sure your production staff is using the right parts for the right application, we can do something as simple as putting a electronic monitoring sensor in your work holding component and then having a bracketed receiving unit or base unit on the production line or on your assembly line or on your conveyor system, however you process parts through a system. And before it ever gets into the machining environment, we can say, hey, you've loaded this part. It's not the right part for the program you've loaded. It alarms out the machine tool so that you don't proceed and either A, destroy a fixture and a component, B, do damage to the machine tool, or C, all of the above. What we've developed is we've taken the technology and taken it one step further. The technology is developed internally. The software is developed internally. The product is developed internally. So every application starts with a research project. So if a customer has a specific application, what we tell these customers is the more information you give us in the beginning of the project, the more likely this project is to not only be successful, but provide what the customer's looking for. I've been in sales my whole career. I've held different positions within this organization, but the only thing that I have it's been consistent throughout my career is engineered application style product and work holding specifically. It's kind of a niche market, but we pride ourselves on the fact that we give customers, again, a solution, not just a product. I tell people all the time, a lot of times people will ask us in a meeting, your salesman gives us information, but then sits and listens to what we do. We pride ourselves on the fact that our salesman will come in, ask you very specific questions, collect information, and when we present a solution to you, it's been studied not only internally, but we have an international presence. And unless we're limited to the information we could share worldwide, we go to a worldwide group of experts that allow us to provide a solution that's based on the specific customer need. Again, flexibility is what it's all about. And I don't care if it's in your manufacturing environment, your applications environment, your automation environment. If your current supplier or suppliers you pick in the future don't have the ability to offer you the flexibility you need to adapt your solution to many more projects moving forward, what I advise people, and what our people advise people, is that when you're buying a solution, remember, it's first of all, it's your environment, it's your application, it's your product. You have to deliver what works for your system and your customers and your product category. Don't be sold on this is cross-platform. Most things are cross-platform, but application is what delivers the correct solution for any application. Again, I apologize for not having any video, and I apologize that this is a very brief discussion. With that in mind, what we say is I can tell you all day long and show you video on what we do well. Every application is different. Every application has very specific needs and requirements. SMW Autoblok is here to provide you with those custom solutions using as much standard-based product as you can. while taking into account the need for flexibility and your application specifics. And if you don't find that in your provider, you should not only look for another provider, but at the same point, make it clear that you expect to be treated as a customer, not just as another number on their checkoff list of customers they've done business with. Again, I've been selling for 44 years, and what I tell people all the time is anybody can sell you something once. People that have the ability to come back year after year and provide solutions to you over a long period of time are the partners you want to align yourself with. And at the same time, make sure it's somebody who you can trust, and make sure it's somebody who you have confidence in that has your best interests at heart. There's nothing worse than being sold something and finding out a year down the road you were sold a bill of goods, not a bill of what you needed, or a bill of materials of what satisfied your manufacturing needs. And with that being said, I truly appreciate the time and effort, and I appreciate the time to listen to what I have to say. And if you have any questions in the future, please feel free to reach out to us at either smwautoblock.com. And if you need to reach out to somebody specifically, look at our website. My name and phone number on there, along with my email address. I put it there for a reason. I'm available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we stand behind that with a whole company worth of support that way. So thank you very much for the time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Larry. And obviously, like I said, he's a man who never stops. So the fact that you were able to give us a few minutes today, Larry, we're very appreciative. And also, I know you will be joining us later on this month for the shop floor connectivity webinar. So we will once again get to speak with Larry Robbins, the president and CEO of SMW Autoblok. But massive thank you to you and your company for sponsoring today's webinar, Larry. Safe travels, and we'll talk to you soon.
Jake, thank you. And thank you to GIE Media for putting on such a great program. We truly appreciate it. You guys are a great partner. So thank you.
All right. Have a great day, Larry.
You too, everybody. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.
You can listen to all of our episodes of Manufacturing Matters and Lunch and Learn podcast from the MFG Radio Network on Spotify, Apple Music, and on our websites, todaysmedicaldevelopments.com, aerospacemanufacturinganddesign.com, defenseandmunitions.com, and evdesignandmanufacturing.com.